There's a theory that went around that was fantastic. That basically,
but also like Fortnite debunked it, but also is the CEO of Fortnite in the fucking file? Like, you go with the theory.
I mean, to my understanding, as it came up, okay, yeah, it says Epic Games debunks viral Epstein Fortnite account claims. Basically, there was this thing where Epstein had an Apple account, I believe, that was connected to an Xbox account or something to that extent with the name Littlest Jeff 1. And then someone found a Fortnite account with the same name.
Right.
And they made this jump basically to say that these are the same people. So Epstein legitimately had a Littlest Jeff 1 account, but then there's also this other Fortnite account. And the account had been buying stuff through the time that Epstein was alleged to have died. So people are basically saying, is it possible Epstein's alive? And he got discovered via.
There's multiple cool wrinkles about the Fortnite thing because he recognizes the value of like in-game money and essentially is a form of almost like crypto. And he's seeing this and he's going, oh, wow, people are buying gold or whatever to buy products within the game. And this money within the game is actual utility.
Yeah, there are robust digital economies that the Fed or the SEC
has
are
no
not
access
touching.
to. So now if you're a guy who's in money laundering and you're looking for clever ways to move money around the world undetected in a world that has become increasingly, I would imagine, skeptical of how money moves around. Maybe not. Maybe all the elites are down and they're part of it and they're making it possible. But I don't think it's that crazy for him to be like, hey, I play this video game. I'm going to transfer you $20 million to do whatever fucking horrible thing that you need to do in this game. Now, I wonder if they can track them in the game. I wonder if you can get Fortnite to hand over whatever documents.
World of Warcraft is
gamer nerds are pedophiles. That's crazy.
You never saw that coming.
Who would think?
World of Warcraft is also involved in this. Like the idea that people were buying money from a company that Steve Bannon owned in China that would get in-game money for World of Warcraft that you'd be able to buy and then buy in-game items and sell. So there was like a laundering idea that Steve Bannon and Epstein were laundering money through World of Warcraft in 2008.
I mean, again, I don't know how this exactly works, but let's say you are doing it. Let's say you're in China, right? You need to get your Chinese money out of China. You don't trust it.
Yeah.
You're buying all this stuff within the video game. Maybe China allows this video game. And then someone on the other end, you're buying that from. You're buying all these things that you don't even fucking need. And then someone on the other end that you're buying them from now has your actual real money. And that's turned into whatever currency you want it to be turned into. So now your money's out. Now you don't have to buy a duplex in Vancouver. You don't have to go through this whole rigmarole to like own real estate that you're not even going to use to get your money out. Anyway, he's clearly looking for clever ways to move money around undetected. Now, why would you move money around undetected? Now, you're a rich guy, you want to not pay taxes, which it seems like none of them do, and fuck all of them because of that. But what if you need to move money around because you need to do some pretty nefarious shit around the world? You know, what if you need to pay underage prostitutes? You know?
Well, that was another.
I don't think they were getting paid.
I mean, somebody's getting paid. Maybe not them.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the emails. Like the procurement process is what people are talking about. This is a guy, Siad. If you could look at the files, SIAD was his last name, and basically just went through this whole sort of system with this guy. I forget his first name, but last name Siad or Syed, I think, and then Jean-Luc Brunel, and then this guy Daniel Syed. And Jeffrey Epstein basically saying, hey, this guy's going to find us people around Europe. He's going to procure women for us. And then he will then be compensated $3,000 a month for these services. Say again?
Euros.
Sorry. And basically in these emails, it lays out this whole thing, allegedly of how women would be procured through these modeling contracts to then get into Epstein's web. Which was just another thing that like a lot of people speculated, like, oh, how did this all work? It was a very systemic, organized process that was very business-like, whereas like you had this person that brought in women, and then women would then come in, they would likely be the victims/survivors, and then they would also, many of the women on the inside would then act as procurers for other women. And so they would be on the inside,
Florida,
and it was like an MLM. Like you would basically bring in women, either they would get brainwashed, they would be victimized, they would be given a deal, I don't know, and then they would then procure other women. And it was just this entire web, and this email, once again, just kind of puts into concrete detail of how these systems work, allegedly.
Why aren't the women saying names?
Well, I think, one, that's a good question. But two, it's like, if it is a complex web, why don't we know any of the other figures that are involved? Like, why are we just hearing about this Daniel Syed guy?
The FBI said there is no one else involved.
Oh,
So-
okay. So it's probably nothing.
Exactly. So, I mean, 2008, there was like other co-conspirators that were named in that original conviction that all kind of got swept away. Epstein was the only one, and then served like an extremely reduced sentence,
So
and like
quick-
all of his charges were reduced.
Question about this specifically, and then I want to hear what you have to say.
Sorry.
It's like, okay, it seems obvious from the latest tranche of files that just came out, right? You have all these people, incredibly wealthy, powerful people that are connected, right? And while some of them might not have done anything horrendous, like maybe Peter Attia didn't do anything horrendous, maybe he did. Who knows?
Right.
Nah, fuck that guy.
Well, fuck him for being mean to Mark. But like,
Me too much.
yeah, but like, while he maybe didn't do something horrendous, we don't know. There's no proof of that just yet.
And just
right?
being named in the files is not implication of criminal activity. It could be, but not everyone that's named is a pedophile.
But
It is for everybody
in the-
except Jay-Z.
yeah, except Jason. Yeah.
Yeah,
In the court of
everybody
public opinion, you're immediately crucified,
Yeah.
right? And so they've given us names of very powerful people, right? Yet they're still protecting names.
yeah.
What that lets me know is that these are the sacrificial lambs,
Ooh.
right? Like Gates is a sacrificial lamb.
Oh, so that
That's that was at one point the richest man in the world. Like,
yeah.
I know there are people that have more money and they're not even on these lists, because if you were actually the richest man in the world, you wouldn't fucking let people know who you are.
Yeah.
But like, if Bill Gates is part of the sacrificial lamb crew, who are the people that are still redacted? I mean, Thomas Mazzi and Ro Khanna,
Shout out to them.
shout out to them for pushing this like crazy. They just saw more files and they were like, there's still names redacted, 70%. But they said there's 6, was it co-conspirators? There's 6 names of co-conspirators did they get access to their names, or they
Yeah.
were? And
I mean, Thomas Massey, it seems like, got access to all their names and is
Yeah.
basically putting pressure on Congress to be like, either unredact these files or I'll just say who they are.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason that they should be redacted.
that guy got courage, bro.
Yeah, he
both
trying
of
to
them
die.
got courage.
Yeah.
And they're doing the right thing.
Yes.
But you know what they do. The reason it's courageous is you know what they do to people who look like they're going to cooperate, because
Yeah.
Epstein was cooperating. That's another important thing. Epstein
Was he going to?
That's what I think we can look it up, but that's when I was talking to Sagar. He was saying he was cooperating, and then they murk him.
Oh. I thought we didn't even get that far.
That's my understanding from my convo with Sagar.
Okay.
Again, who knows? But that's even more of an indictment when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, the second the guy who's organizing it all goes, okay, I'll let you guys know what happens, he kills himself in the prison cell.
That's why it's also weird. It's like Ghislaine speaks with Trump's former lawyer, and then all of a sudden now she's in a nice cushy place, and all of a sudden she's pleading the fifth.
And she's saying,
That's
I'll
weird.
blab if you let me out.
she says, if he gives me
Immunity.
or clemency, is that the word? What's the difference between clemency and immunity?
I thought clemency, you take away the charges. Immunity is just like
You still have the charges,
away the
but
punishment.
anything I say can't be used against me. Got it. Okay, so she wants clemency to clear Trump's name. And it's like, well, if his name was clear, why do you need clemency?
Immunity is before, clemency's after. That's what they're saying.
Got it. Okay, but like, to me, like, is she shrewd enough to indict him that way? Like, is she smart enough to go, yeah, I'll clear Trump if you give me clemency? Well, if he's clear, why are you even putting that on the table?
that's
Well,
Right? Like, just
she might be shrewd enough, but she doesn't have to be, because her attorneys are meeting with her being like, hey, just say this.